Hey guys, this is Will of Thai BL, and welcome back to our channel. Oftentimes, I'd read some comments about GMMTV BL series becoming worst each and every year, so I decided to find out if that's really true. In this video, we will be having the list of worst GMMTV BL series based on the average ratings on both MDL and IMDb to see if the assumptions are true. Quick tip, some of these shows might be geo-blocked in your country. To unlock them, use ExpressVPN. Sign up through the link in the description for a 61% discount plus 4 months free on the 24-month plan. Without further ado, let's get right into the video. Number 10 on our list, Star in My Mind. Star in My Mind is part of GMMTV's Star and Sky 2 series special. With an average rating of 7.3, it ranks among the lower rated BL dramas, which is surprising since I personally enjoyed it. The lukewarm response is understandable, though. It was Jung and Dunk's first BL project together, and it felt like GMMTV was testing the waters with their pairing. One common critique was Dunk's acting, particularly his facial expressions during emotional scenes. While some felt his delivery lacked depth, it seemed more like constructive feedback, given it was one of his early roles. Overall, the series' simplicity made it easy to watch but also somewhat forgettable. Still, it served its purpose by introducing Jung and Dunk as a duo, paving the way for stronger performances in their future projects. Number 9 on our list, The Shipper. Seeing the ratings the series got honestly stings, because it was one of the few GMMTV BL dramas I genuinely enjoyed while it was airing. I get why there was some debate about whether it even qualifies as a BL. It felt more like a genre blend. The body swap plot between a man and a woman blurred the lines, making it tricky to root for a specific couple. With the female lead in the male character's body, it created a dynamic that left viewers unsure whether to cheer for the male-male or male-female pairing. That ambiguity likely made it harder for some audiences to connect with the romance. Seeing it rated at 7.25 is disappointing. It may not have followed the typical BL formula, but its creativity, emotional depth, and solid performances made it memorable. It definitely deserved better. Number 8 on our list, Sky in Your Heart. Much like its prequel, Star in My Mind, the second installment Sky in Your Heart faced a similar fate with an average rating of 7.1. The pairing of Mek and Mark was fresh at the time, but it ended up being their only BL project together, especially with Mek later leaving GMMTV. The series drew comparisons to A Tale of Thousand Stars due to its similar rural setting, which may have worked against it. Since 1000 Stars was still fresh in viewers' minds, Sky in Your Heart struggled to stand out. Ultimately, the lack of chemistry between Mek and Mark was its biggest shortcoming. While both actors performed well individually, their romance felt flat, making it harder for viewers to connect. This might be why they were never paired again, leaving the series somewhat forgettable despite its scenic backdrop. Number 7 on our list, Cooking Crush. I've always loved Off and Gun for their undeniable chemistry, which is why they've remained my favorite on-screen couple. Their dynamic feels so natural and genuine that it makes their relationship incredibly believable. However, not everything they've done has been a hit, and Cooking Crush is a prime example. With an average rating of 7.1, it stands as Off Gun's lowest rated BL series to date. To be honest, I couldn't even finish the series. I gave it a fair shot by watching the first few episodes, but I just couldn't stay invested. While it wasn't necessarily a bad show, it was perfectly fine as a light and easy watch. It simply didn't hold my attention. I found myself lacking the enthusiasm to stick with it until the finale. In terms of acting, Off and Gun still delivered solid performances. Their chemistry was as strong as ever, and they clearly gave their best. The issue for me was more with the plot itself. It felt too flat and predictable, which made it hard to stay engaged. As much as I enjoy watching Off Gun together, Cooking Crush just didn't click with me. Number 6 on our list, Hidden Agenda. Much like their first BL series, Jung and Dunk's second project together has also landed on this list, earning an average rating of 7.05 on both websites. Despite being a fan of their pairing, I struggled to connect with this series. I watched the first half but eventually dropped it midway simply because it didn't evoke any feelings or spark much interest for me. The main issue was the lack of connection I felt with the main couple. While Jung and Dunk clearly have chemistry, it didn't translate as convincingly into their characters' relationship this time around. Their interactions felt somewhat flat, making it difficult to become emotionally invested in their romance. As a result, I found myself increasingly disengaged from the story. That said, I recognize that this is just my personal experience. The series still has a loyal fanbase that genuinely enjoyed it, which goes to show that preferences vary from viewer to viewer. While it didn't resonate with me, it clearly struck a chord with others. Number 5 on our list, Boyy. This was one of the early GMMTV BL series that helped spark the global BL craze, and you can tell the production was still finding its footing. It felt like they were throwing in everything they could, experimenting to see what worked. The plot wasn't purely BL, it mixed in several straight couples, which sometimes made the BL storyline feel watered down. With an average rating of 6.9, it's not surprising that the series didn't click with everyone, especially since it came out in 2017 when the genre was still evolving. The concept was fresh at the time, but the execution often felt messy and all over the place, which made it harder to stay invested. As for the leads, Earth and New's chemistry didn't really do much for me. Instead, I was more drawn to Mond and Titan's characters. Their dynamic was more interesting and left a stronger impression, even though they weren't the main couple. That said, considering it was released 8 years ago, I think it already served its purpose. It may feel a bit rough around the edges now, but it was part of the foundation that helped shape the stronger, more polished BL series we see today. Number 4 on our list, Enchante. With an average rating of 6.9, Enchante is considered one of the lowest rated GMMTV BL series of all time. While the plot wasn't particularly strong to begin with, I actually found the series decent enough to finish. It wasn't groundbreaking, but it had its moments. The acting, while not perfect, was still commendable, especially considering this was Book and Force's first time in leading roles. Their performances showed potential, even if their skills weren't fully refined yet. The natural chemistry between them was one of the series' stronger points, and it was clear that they had the makings of a solid on-screen duo. However, many viewers felt that the weak writing dragged the series down. Even fans who enjoyed Force Book's pairing were disappointed by how poorly the story was executed. The lackluster script led to a dull and often disjointed storyline that failed to make the most of the cast's chemistry. Number 3 on our list, My Gear and Your Gown. Another GMMTV BL series from 2020, My Gear and Your Gown, earned an average rating of 6.85. Despite the low score, I actually low-key enjoyed it while it was airing. The pairing of Win and Mark felt fresh, and while their chemistry wasn't remarkable, it was decent enough to keep me watching. However, the series fell short due to weak writing and lackluster performances. The plot had potential but felt inconsistent and underdeveloped, while the acting lacked the emotional depth needed to make the story compelling. As a result, many fans found it disappointing. It's a shame because with stronger storytelling and more refined performances, it could have been better received. Still, for me, it was a light and easy watch at the time. Number 2 on our list, Tonhon Chonlatee. Tonhon Chonlatee is easily one of GMMTV's more divisive BL series, mainly because of its controversial storyline. While the cast was solid and the chemistry was decent, the plot's problematic themes made it a tough watch for some viewers. That said, without the controversy, it could have been a light-hearted feel-good series. The playful dynamic between the leads and the occasional comedic moments gave it a fun, easygoing vibe. But with an average rating of 6.85, it's clear the show didn't click with everyone. For those who could look past its flaws, it was a casual, enjoyable watch, but for others, the issues were hard to ignore. Number 1 on our list, You're My Boy. Although this GMMTV BL series came out in 2018, the overall quality was pretty underwhelming. The acting felt unpolished, and the production value was noticeably low, making it hard to stay engaged. To be honest, I barely enjoyed most of the scenes, as the rough execution often overshadowed any potential charm. Back then, GMMTV was still finding its footing with BL productions, and it's clear the limited budget affected the quality. With an average rating of 6.65, it's considered one of the weaker entries. However, it still holds some significance. It marked the debut of Frank and Drake as a BL pairing. Despite the show's flaws, their chemistry stood out, paving the way for their future in the industry. If it's only about the ratings, I must say that the recent GMMTV BL dramas are quite good enough for the general public, but I think the company needs to up their game when it comes to innovation of ideas. Which GMMTV BL series do you think is the worst? Thank you for watching. That's it, and see you on the next one.